Okay, so starting, ma'am. A very good afternoon to all the dignitaries present here virtually with us today. We, the team members of the group number W02, Nisha Shah, Kishan Tripathi, Hiral Mewada, and Rishabh Pandey, belong to LD College of Engineering, Ahmedabad. It gives us immense pleasure to present before you all the work that is done by us for the final rounds of the INSDEC competition 2019-20. The competition theme this year was the Steel Intensive Quarantine Center building for COVID-19. So without any further ado, we'll start our presentation now. So this will be the flow of our presentation throughout. So as we know that the theme of this competition to us was given, keeping in mind the pandemic that hit the world hard last year, which not only disrupted but took away the lives of lakhs of people throughout the world and also brought the whole world to a complete shutdown for months. This urged all the nations worldwide to design and construct quarantine as well as isolation centers in the least time possible in order to prevent the further spread of the novel coronavirus, to treat and isolate the patients. Also, the construction of such medical facilities with the help of modular construction practices helps in achieving the construction speedily and rapidly. Next slide, please. So the general requirements as per the guidelines issued to us by INSDEC were as follows, where the location of the medical facility was to be at Kolkata, West Bengal, and the area of the facility was 50 meters by 35 meters. Next slide. So as we know that steel can be very advantageously used as a structural material because it has a high strength for its unit weight. And so even smaller sections of the steel members, which has very little self weight, are able to resist heavy structural loads coming onto it. The members being a ductile material, their failure does not take place suddenly. Also, the steel members being tough, they have high strength and high durability. The steel members are light in weight, and so their transportation as well as handling and erection is easy. And the additions and alterations in the steel structures can also be made very easily. The steel also has the highest scrap value. Now, as we know that prefabricated construction is a practice of assembling the various components of a structure at the manufacturing site and then transporting those sub-assemblies to the construction job site. This helps in a rapid and speedy construction because it eliminates the on-site weather factors, the contractor scheduling delays, as well as the faster fabrication because multiple fabricated structures can be produced simultaneously. So now the further portion will be taken by Kishan Tripathi. So over to you, Kishan.
So we have used portal frames in our structure. They are commonly used in the steel constructions, and we have designed it for the gravity loads and the lateral loads according to the Indian standards. The material that we have used is of E250B according to the section 12 of IS 800 2007, and the members that we have used, the sections that we have used for the corresponding members are the box sections for the columns, I sections, channel sections, angle sections, and its dimensions and the codal provisions that we have referred are as follows. So the proposed plan and structural system. This was the layout plan that INSDEC provided us, on which we have to provide our structural design, and it consists of the quarantine area, toilet block, storage, entrance, and offices. On the left hand side, it shows the layout of our column locations and its spacings, and on right hand side it's the elevation showing the height and bracing systems of our structure in elevation. Here it is shown the bracing systems which we have provided at the eaves level, the eaves girder, and at the gable end the rafter bracings are provided to take up the wind loads. These are the column bracings to take up the lateral loads and reduce the unsupported length of the structures in elevation and side view. Loads and load combinations. So loading consideration, for the dead load, live load, and wind load, we have referred to IS 875 part 1, 2, 3, and for the seismic design, we have referred to IS 1893 2016. These are the load combinations that we have utilized for the ultimate state and the serviceability criteria according to our Indian standards. So The load calculation. The dead load calculated as per IS 875 Part 1 for the roofings, its fixtures, and the services provided comes out to be 0.165 kilonewton per meter square, and the live load for sloped roofings comes out to be 0.42 kilonewton per meter square, according to Part 2 IS 875. Now, for the seismic load calculations, we have taken the zone factor 3 of 0.16. And response reduction factor of 0.5, and empirically calculated time period in x and y direction comes out to be 0.15 and 0.127, and the mass and the stiffness in the buildings are symmetrically distributed so as to have a coinciding mass and stiffness center, and reducing the torsional effects. The wind calculation is as per the IS 875 Part 3 2015, and the design wind speed according to the different factors taken into consideration comes out to be 42.7 meter per second, and the design pressure of 0.711 kilonewton per meter square. So now we will move on to the design of critical members. The critical members that we have manually designed and taken into consideration are the purlins, rafters, columns, the bracing system, and the footings. So first of all, the first load that comes onto this structure is through the purlins to the rafters. It takes up the dead load, live load, and the wind load from the roofings. And all these loads are transferred to the purlin as a UBL. The normally used channel sections as the purlin, and we have utilized MC200 and designed as a simply supported beams. For member subjected to flexure, we have designed it for bending moment and checked for shear, lateral torsional bending, and deflection. And the most important part in it is the biaxial bending, which has been checked. The span at the gable ends and the inner base are as shown in the table. And for critical biaxial bending, we have provided sag rods. Here it shows the purlins from the top view, and in which this red circled is the critical member that we have designed. It is of 8 meter span, subjected to following loads for the critical combination of wind, WL. The rafters are the main flexural members, which transfers the load from the purlin to the columns. And they are the flexural members designed for the bending moment and checked for the shear buckling, shear strength, shear lag effect, and checked for deflections also. Here in the red, we have shown the critical section of MB 300 that we have used, and it's of length 6.71 meters and subjected to following shear force and bending moment. Columns. In columns, we have used the tube sections, and they are being designed for the compression, bending, and checked for the combined effect of compressive and buckling bendings. Here it is shown the critical column section that we have utilized, and these are its dimensions. It is 6.71 meter high, and the axial load turns out to be 203 and the bending moment of 7 kilonewton per meter. We have provided bracing systems at different levels. At the eaves level, we have provided eaves girder in a longitudinal and transverse direction both, and in that we have used the angle sections of 130 mm cross 130 mm cross 130 mm cross 8 mm, and they are subjected to both tension and compression both, but its design is governed by compression and it's checked for tension. Here it is shown the bracing system that we have provided at the eaves level from the top view, and in that this is the red is the critical member that we have designed. Then we have provided rafter bracings at the gable ends, and the design is governed by compression. The angles used are 110 cross 110 cross 8 meter, and the compressive force coming 52 kilonewton per kilonewton. Here it is shown the X brace cross are the X bracings that we have provided at the gable end on the rafters. The critical bracing that we have designed is shown in the red color. These are the column bracings that we have provided in order to take up the lateral loads and also reduce the unsupported length of the members, column members. The actually loaded members are checked for tension and designed for compression. For compression member design, the buckling class is checked of the section, the slenderness ratio of that member, and the area of that section. And similarly, in the same member for the tension, we check the area which is being provided, and the rupture by the net section rupture and the block shear failures are checked. Footing, we have provided a gusseted base plate footing in which gusseted plates are utilized in order to reduce the thickness of the base plate. And so first of all, the proportioning of the plate is done and the capacity of gusset plates are calculated. Then connections are provided, and anchor bolts are also designed for the tensile force, taking into consideration of the bond capacity of the concrete. These are the dimensions of our gusseted base plate footing. In the RC design, we have designed the footing for one-way shear, two-way shear, and the flexure, and the reinforcement coming out to be 12 mm dia at the rate 20 mm center to center in X and Y direction both. The actual load coming out to be 245 kilonewton and bending moment of 98.6 kilonewton meter. So moving on to the design of connections. The connections are an integral part of a structure which transfers the load from one member to the other, and the forces transferred are the compressive, tensile, shear forces, and bending moments. We have utilized bolted connections and welded connections in our structure. So we have provided two types of connection: moment resistant connections and simple connections. The moment resistant connections are being provided at the rafter column connections, rafter to rafter connections, and tied into the column connections. And the bolts are subjected to tensile stress as tensile force and the shear force, and been checked for the combined action of it. And the simply supported or axial force connections are based on the bolt value of the bolts, which are calculated for the shear strength, bearing strength, and the tensile strength. HSFZ bolt of grade 4.6 are used. Here are some of the connections which we have provided. This is the rafter to rafter connection, bolted connection, and rafter to column connection being shown. Here the axial bracings and the rafter to column connection has been shown with detail. These are the bracing connections that we have provided, the axial connections. And this is the purlin to the rafter connections that we have provided. Construction time and cost estimation. The total time comes out to be 41 days with excavation of 4 days, and then corresponding erection and execution of the finishings. And this is the Gantt chart showing the parallel activities. And the total cost of the project in the structural material turns out to be 60,74,500 per square meter. It turns out to be 3,470 per meter square, and the cost of the finishings turns out to be 11,46,930. So overall cost turns out to be 72,21,500. Thank you, INSDEC, for giving us such an immense opportunity to design great steel structures. Thank you.